Paper. The president's tour of Raila Odinga's backyard has birthed talk of a political coalition among their allies as calls for a strong political union, dominated speeches, and the head of state declaring that the current pact will yield more fruit in the future. But will the newfound camaraderie concretize? Will it concretize really, or will it just vaporize away? Only one way to find out, and time will answer all questions. Then we have power to prison, how Lenol Kulal was nailed. Court sentences former Samburu governor to 8 years in prison or pay a fine of 85 million Kenyan shillings. He's also disqualified from public office for the next 10 years. In my opinion, I don't think that's a good sentence, but it's better than nothing. Now, dues shocker for Kuppet over teachers' strike. That is the Standard. At the back of the Standard, of course, holders Real face Liverpool, BVB in new look Champions League. Of course, the Real Madrid captain Nacho Fernandez and his teammates lift the Champions League trophy after beating Borussia Dortmund in the final in London. This was on the 1st of June this year, because as you remember, they took that league home. Then we have the EPL teams Champions League fixtures. We have fixtures courtesy of Aston Villa, fixtures courtesy of Arsenal, fixtures courtesy of Liverpool, and of course Man City. Great games, great teams. Of course, one is greater than them all, but who are we to judge? Now, we have, today at the Drift, we have one who is not a fan of my team, but we love him regardless. Silent war in Ruto's Nyanza tour, of course, making headlines once again in the Daily Nation. Then King Shoge's dilemma, to retire or to still hang on. That is also something they're touching on the Daily Nation. And of course, the Lenol Kulal case is there. We have education behind the scenes bid to end teachers' strike, and also Ruto's night talks to stop aviation employees' strike has been featured there on. At the very back of the Daily Nation is, of course, the story of the teachers' strike being tackled in full. That is, TSC insists it can only hold talks if industrial action is called off. Then, of course, the Maisha number rollout on, but only for those who are willing. All right. And I think that marks the end of the newspaper review. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. Thank you very much for being with us on EBN TV. Now, when we come back, we're taking a like 5-minute break. When we come back, we shall be having the Drift. Now, today's session, prodigal son Victor is with us. We're going to be having an amazing moment. And of course, a new face that is vying for familiarity, and that is Mika. Mika will also be with us on set today. So it is Mick versus Vic versus Chiba. I don't have an ick to my name. Get it? And thank you very much for keeping it EBN TV. See you in a few. The Drift, but on the other side of the studio, I allow them to do whatever it is they are doing. Hamtaki kujiintroduce, tutaanza issue.
Unangoja kamera ikuje isaidi.
Ishakuja.
Hey yo, how are you doing from wherever you are? Niko fiti. Naitwa Mike.
Okay, so good morning guys, especially good morning Karen Nyamo. I've missed you. Najua tulikuwa na wewe tukibai ile pin pop, but ulini crop kwa picha bana. Tunanunuanga pamoja na wewe. Mbona unani when life gets sweet you don't forget the sweetness. I'm just saying, but cheki tuongea hapo. Acha tupige Drift alafu si uko na namba yangu. Tabonga. Anyway,
I'm sure to big up my crush also.
Big up your crush, please.
Hello, acha niseme kuna mtu anafikia na wote.
Tumeanza Karen Nyamo ikakuwa sasa Karen Nyamo anaitwa Candy Crush juu ya but anyway, tuendelee. So big up your Candy Crush.
So with Victor ameamua kutuanzia huko. Oh, did he say his name? Yeah, he's Victor.
Yes, I'm Victor. Yes. Hey, we nimesahau.
Karen Nyamo bana. Hey, you crashed on her and you fell for her. You fell and crashed.
I crashed. It's over.
No, we're talking Karen Nyamo. Let us go to that. Actually, there is a video of Karen Nyamo greeting or saluting Salutating.
Salute. No, there is no salutating. Yes.
Saluting.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Unsaturated.
So there is this video circulating of Karinyamu greeting dignitaries, and on her mouth she had a pimple, and she never, even for a second, took it out, maybe to pay the dignitaries their respect, or even just to wear it, just to use it elsewhere. Like, have it away from dignitaries. Salimia watu na heshima yao. I don't know what you think. Kama sweetie ni sweetie.
I think ikifika miaka fulani venye tunasemanga yaliondwele sipi no yalio sasa unaona wavinyandeti pia litu. Okay, what I'm trying to say, the people we have in office are not official. They are sub official, because I if the video is true, because pia tunaishi kwa age ya deep fake na vitu kama hizo, it is very alarming and appalling, but it is not so far fetched to think that Candy Crusher like could do such a thing. So I don't know why they are not like, these are the people who are representing us. How can you do that? Ukifanya hivyo, so what is a 4 year mtu wako form 4 watu wameenda funky ama ilikuwa funky ama amemiss zile days?
No, I think she's in her girl era where so the bird in her had to pop. So
Girl era, hii ni masaa gani bwana?
What are we talking about?
Bana.
It's like ni kama I'm not getting your
that lady's lazy. So I think she's being herself. I think she's being herself, and that brings about the sweetness of the Kenyan politics.
Hapana, at this rate basi aitwe tu kwa video yake na ethic nyingine ya Lambalolo akwe ya video vixen. Because how can you separate mtu kama huyo na what is
she's in a soft girl era.
Sasa wewe Rigiji akivaa short aende afanye ngumi mbwegze ngoma ya nani wakadinali.
Si Ruto pia alifanya hata kaanguka na.
Ukiitwa
I don't know. Ama we should just unajua tunafeel kama tumeingia era yenyewe like anything and everything goes now. See, they are TikTokers, they are influencers, they are everywhere. So who is running the business, day-to-day business of government? If you
they might have gotten the kind of views they were looking for, or they were searching, or they were hoping to find, but I'm sure they do not have rights to it at all.
Anyway, ni sawa. But mi sikatai, kula pin pop ni poa. Fanya venye unafanya, but jua una represent. There are people who look up to you. You know?
But listen, I have a question. Who writes the rules for being official?
There's a way you're expected to. That's all. Kuna expectation.
That's my question. Who writes the rules about being official?
Society.
So if the society says it's okay for us to have pin pops, then it's okay for us to have pin pops.
Where was the problem?
Okay.
Ni
sawa.
Yani unataka kusema hiyo kitu haikus.
Everyone is so bitter in this country that whatever tincture of sweetness you get, please make use of it.
Huyu. Okay, ni sawa. But okay, then everything goes. Mbona basi if it is so acceptable, mbona hujaiona mtu mwingine ama kila mtu angefanya? Angekuja na za wengine. Ukinyonya unapea mwingine ananyonya.
But bitterness, how bitter somebody is, it depends na yeye mwenyewe anajua. You might never know, unajua, but okay, na serious note. Unajua, I think we just put out what tunajikona in a certain way that we forget to live life, unaona?
Okay.
Like this because I'm a certain kind of person with a certain profession, you want to define how I want to be, how I'm supposed to be. No, you don't define it. I can Karinyamu is Karinyamu, okay? Apart from being an MP or whatever she's known for, she is herself an individual, a human being. Let a human being be a human being. Exactly.
Okay.
But then if we say that, then see even the incompetence imeingia hata kwa the cabinet chambers.
Cheki, be you, do you, nyonya pin pop, kuja na njugu, parliament, kuja na avocado, paka kwa mkate venye unajisikia, but tufanyie kazi yenye tulikupeleka huko.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you are just there for show.
Because between yeye na mnyanyonya pesa ya government, who is worse? Acha nyonya lollipop.
Ama at least yake tunajua inaenda wapi, zikipotea tunajua zimeenda kwa lollipop.
And that's a low budget stealing hata kama.
Apana. Mimi, I don't know. If we have a society that is ruleless and clueless and lawless, we are making room for gangs and goons and all sorts of vices.
Goons with lollies.
Anyway, cheki achana na Nyamo. Cheki Karen, do you? Just
she's a Karen bana.
She ati what? Okay, yes, Jeshika. Haya, sawa. Cheki do you as long as you're doing what?
She's a Karen. Blonde, that's what you mean, right?
Oh wow. Okay. So it is expected for anyway, mi sitaongelelea but if wacha kwe let her be then kama umesema ati hii country tuko bitter sana. She's looking for sweetness in this bitter nation. Everything is bitter. Haya. All right.
It's okay. We have former Samburu governor Lenol Kulal.
Lenol Kulal.
Yes. Was the day before yesterday she was found guilty, and then yesterday she was sentenced to a total of 8 years in prison. What do you think about that? She was charged. He was charged against manhandling, proper misuse of office, and he also contracted his own friend.
Is he or a she or a
them? Ni mwanaume,
Ni mwanaume.
Sasa he.
Ama ni he them.
Hapana. Huko sio majuu. Hatujafika huko.
He also contracted his friend to help in occupying a petrol station. I think it's Oryx petrol station. And at the back of my mind, I'm like, 8 years. 8 years. That's too little.
Issue yangu hata inakuanga na hizi vitu, hata ni pesa. Hata miaka haikuangi na. Unajua as long as uturudishie pesa na tuone ndio hii ndio ulituibia 80 million sawa. Turudishie 80 hata ukiweza ongeza na interest sawa ina shida. But sasa hiyo unasikianga mtu ameambia hivyo or a fine of sijui what, then I decided to do time. Na hata hiyo time wasa kidu jela ni different by the way. If you have money, prison is different. Watu wakikula siagi, vitu zimesiagwa huko unakula siagi na some you eat some very good, uko na security na uko na vitu, so you're not really in prison, you're like in vacation, like planning your return. Na mtu akoko na make my calls, like I don't even.
So how should their punishment be like?
Mijeledi bana. Ulikuwa una vioja mahakamani, unaandikiwa viboko 3 na una vitu kama hizo na unatoa bado hiyo pesa. The other countries are very strict bana. Watu wanakata hadi mikono.
And one thing I can say is sometimes the name you give to your child reflects on what that child will be. If you remove the name Lenol and L at the end, you see what you are remaining with. So you it's like
you mean with what?
Now
Lenol.
Listen.
Wait.
This is what I'm
not watashika kesho.
Maybe.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to say. I think 8 years, I don't, like you have said, serving a sentence is not enough. Like, what I would say is, this can be so extreme, but anytime you are in a public office, the punishment should be, if it was up to me, one should be death. If not that, if you steal 2 billion, you should be fined 4 billion. Because you should feel the pain of your misbehavior. Because this is people's money. So someone is sleeping hungry and you are eating from that person's plate. Kama alikuja na sahani yake. You're stealing even that, unaona? Hata
ukidedi utusaidii juu, nani atatulipa hiyo pesa?
Bas,
kile hiyo jukumu watoto wako.
Now, do you know why they give them a sentence of a certain period of time? So that they can secure that loot, that when they are out, then they can eat freely without being followed up, unaona. So that is very wrong, unaona. So definitely ameleta pale kutulia kidogo, to saw your story, and she's back and she becomes an MP somewhere.
Watu wanafiksi wangu hivyo. It's the country we are living in. It's interesting.
F for difficult.
But I would want to, mimi ndio nashindaga nikililia. Hiyo follow up ya hii ndio ilikuwa imeibiwa, amelipa hii, na hii yenye amelipa itareallocatiwa hapa, itafanya hii na hii na. We never get to hear that. Who is supposed to ni EACC? Sijui kama mtu huko, si mtu ambie rada.
I think there was someone who was supposed to, anyway. No. Let me leave it at that. I love my safety. I love my life.
Umeogopa?
Sana. Zaidi sana.
Say it, you will be helping someone.
EACC, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission.
Yes.
You guys are doing a great job, but I hope you get to catch someone.
Pants down in the act.
Either that, ooh, that will be a good one, or
That's a good one.
that's a very good one. I would
That's
love
a
to
good
see
one.
that. We walked in like, imagine an EACC member saying, "We just walked into the house, so the house was open, so we pushed in, and we found him seated by the bedroom door, or the bedroom window."
Unapupu ukiwa umefungua mlango ya choo.
Looks like a movie.
Koja.
But funny enough, they're still in places that have written corruption-free zone. Like literally every government office, but this is a corrupt-free zone.
So yenye ijaandikwa this is a corrupt-free zone,
That might be genuine.
That might be kweli. You don't need banners to nini. Ushaona kitu umezoea, and we need your culture. Venye unasema we need your culture ya watu kuzoea. Wewe ukiguza sufuria mara moja unajua it's hot. Utashinda ukiandikiwa hapo hot sufuria.
No.
Itaingia kwa kichwa. We don't even need these reminders. Atiza kushinda hapo ukiwa unaambiwa nini. You don't. Wewe ukipigwa na mtu kofi ya kwanza lazima nataka kupiga nyingine. Unapiga yangu ya kwanza inakuja nyingine huko. Sasa
Exactly. Yeah.
Kuna nini?
I really very much frown on anything corruption. I just hate corruption.
There's this guy, his name is Marara, he was being interviewed. He has gone all over social media because of him standing out before the president and going back to the projects that the president is launching. And apparently most of the projects that the president is launching are projects that he had launched earlier on one. Or number two, projects that stalled, and then they were started by former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So the project stalled, and now the president restarted the project again. Maybe with changing some few policies here and there, but the board remained consistent. The boards remained consistent. My question is, if such a person can stand up and approach the president in such a manner and call out the president in such a manner and be like, Mr. President, you're telling us this and this and this. In 2014, you told us this, you showed us this and this and this. Your predecessor said this and this and this and this. You launched this same road using this and this and this and this amount of money. You are making absolutely no sense. No sense at all. Because if we cannot be confident enough to stand and face people and call them out, then we just sit down and take everything in stupidly.
Yeah, I feel ni kama squeezy ni kama the last couple of actually tangu hii regime ingie like Kenya imekaa ni kaa set book. Ni kama kuna tengwa vitu nyingi, kuna kuwa na utengano between people and government. So huyo boy kitu anajaribu kufanya cause nikaa ni boys hajafika hata salasa sijui kama amefika 30. You know, so ana try to kie sasa kitu yenye na feel ni mbaya ni he has very good points. But sasa he is alone in a sort of way. I was looking at that interview and nilikuwa namsikia and then but this is just me. I thought this was dumb whoever did this. So people are there commenting like, "Hey, we like what you're saying. You're standing up to power. What's doing nini." And someone goes and says, if only Kenya had 100 people like you." And this person is Kenya. Why not you? No, why not you? So you want people to fight for you. You know, hiyo ndo place yenye nani alifika, anaitwa nani, Boniface Mwangi. Ndio place alifika kwa like, "Yo guys, I'm putting my neck out there for you. I'm trying to..." Hadi nimeonyesha hii political system and the same thing that Morara was saying, like we need to stop putting these people on pedestals hivi tunaona sijui nini. We expect so much from them than just expecting what is required. Hatutaki move mountains, we just want you to do what you're supposed to do. In other countries, prime ministers are going to work kwa baiskeli. Raila Odinga, imagine yeye time alikuwa PM kwa baiskeli. Wewe ukiingia train hapa unaingia na MP wako. Mnaenda town na nini because ako shughuli kama wewe. Wewe whichever work you're doing hata yeye anafanya kazi. There are people who expect you to deliver at the end of the day. So hakuna mtu atarajiona mkubwa sana ama nini. But now we expect these people to do sijui nini sijui. Tunawapea nini yote and then these are the people with a lot of money. So na money ndio ina fund nini politics. So now ikifika hiyo time, whoever has the most money is going to move politics in the direction of where the money is coming from. So interest zenye zime drive hiyo pesa ndio zita drive vitu zenye zita run politics. So Morara was saying, na ndio pia Boniface was trying to do, if you want leaders, ebu waekeni hapo na pesa zenyu. Boniface was saying, mimi niekeni nichangieni 10 bob. 10 bob. ile time yenye nitakosa kufanya kenye umefanya, you have a stake, uko na shares kwa the mimi kuingia place niliingia. So utasema wewe, mimi uliingia, hata kama uliingia na 10 million, 10 bob yangu iko hapo, haufanyi kenye mimi nafanya. Now what right do you have kuambia msee haufanyi kenye na nini? Na pesa yenye ilimweka hapo wewe hata hujui nini. The guy spent 50-60 million campaigning. Ikamweka hapo sasa anakula mshahara. Wewe unamwambia hata hao maybe wanaonanga. But hao ndio wajinga. Mnaniambia nini? Nitakula na pesa hii mimi mnanijua.
Sawa atakula mshahara, but then what happens to the common mwananchi whom he is tasked to watch over?
Do you know that Kenya, I think we live in a society whereby Kenya, and if you look at the Kenyan politics and leadership, is whereby it's the only place whereby a worker earns more than the boss. Has more privileges than the boss, you know. And it's crazy because like everyone is viewing politics as a way of, if you want to get rich in a speedy way, just join politics. True. And do you know why? And that's why, and you see, like there's something you always say that in a democracy majority are fools. Why I say that because the same people complaining about these people, about these leaders, are the same people who in masses voted for these people in. And most of them are not even first-time MPs, are not second-time MPs. Somebody like Ruto is not new to politics. He has been here since the 90s, and you've seen whatever he has been doing before. We have the track record, which is not good. Like, if you look at 98% of the political class that we're having at the moment, like the track record is very bad. It's either this person stole at a point in their lives, he was a manager somewhere, stole, went viral, and won. Somebody else became an MP or whatever leadership position they got, made a scene out of it, stole a huge amount, did something wrong, gain popularity, won a seat again. And then, so we literally we are getting what we picked. This is a situation whereby Jesus and the thief. Then people crying, oh, release the thief and jail this one here. You see, Jesus. And at the end of the day, there are consequences to every decision you make as a person, you know, individually or collectively. Whatever decision you make, there's a consequence to it. So I call it very funny. I see that it's very funny that in every cycle of 5 years since I was born, I voted for the first time in 2022. That's the first time I voted. But before that, like since from the time I grew up, it has been the same cycle. I hear people vote. 2 years down the line, people come and complain about the leadership they put in place. You know, and I think, and I don't think there are some systems of to make sure that these people are accountable. Right now, if an MP is not working, you have the what? You have the mandate to recall that MP from their space, like collect signatures. Why are we not doing that?
That is 2/10. I remember there was someone who was saying, I can't remember if it was a guest or it was just a discussion we were having, and someone said that everything might be free given the set go. Take this free, but the moment it starts building more, people now start destroying whatever it is that they've already built over that period of time. If we're talking about democracy, sawa. Who else do we choose? It's about choosing the better devil. So just to quote what Victor had said earlier on, we choose, how do I put it? If we are to choose, we're going to choose from two, was it you or was it Castro? We're going to choose from who's the
lesser evil.
The lesser evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how and that's the biggest problem ailing our society. You can't tell me that we are short of good leaders in this country.
We're not.
You can't tell me that everyone who vies for a seat.
Where are they?
All them are. People are good. Is that the problem is the bad ones are more popular than the good ones. You know?
Where are they?
But I'm saying hata hao wazuri ndio nawaambia, hata hao wazuri we need to, unaona watu wenye wana complainingi ati hiyo sijui government nini, you go and look for a better one, mumweke hapo. Sio ati mumwambie aende ajitafutie njia. Take responsibility from hapo chini. Tunataka kukuweka sisi. You see venye tunasemanga mseme ingia government and then kuna watu walimfund, so sasa wanamwambia move interesting. Mbona watu wasishikane tuseme wewe kijana tumeona you have good morals na nini, tutakusupport. Hizi biashara zote watu wanauza miraa, chang'aa, sijui bodaboda, tutachanga tukupe pesa enda tu. And then ukose kutufanyia venye That is how it's supposed to be. If we do that, mtakuwa mkichukua, good leaders are there, but sasa the people with brains have no money. The people with money have no brains.
The ones we have chosen right now, most of them, for example, were not chosen for the first time in 2022.
Yeah.
That they are taking their second terms. Does this mean that they did well, or they just have a good rapport with people?
Money does not mean you have brains. Just because you can woo people and you have a sweet tongue does not mean you have intellect.
Exactly.
Sasa shida ni ukiingia pale hautai kuwork na wenye wako na brains. Juu ukiwork nao wataona hata wewe ni fala by the way. So you don't want to keep the very bright people karibu sana na wewe at arm's length, so that mtu akiwa mjanja sana unamrusha. And that's what I am afraid for akina Kebaso, akina Makore, like au Kasmuel na nini. If someone is really questioning what you're doing and looking for alternative means, that's where people now. And wacha niseme hii mbele. If you know you're not part of the solution, then you're definitely part of the problem.
Exactly.
So hawa watu wanashinda wakisema ati sijui 100 men, I wish you would have 100 men more, like what are you doing to become one of them?
Exactly.
Unashinda hapo. Nyamazia huko.
By 100 men like you, not everybody has that gift of upelelezi.
No. But you can do something where you are.
Hata nikwambie, like you know, let me tell you one thing. You can never say that is there anyone in this country, who in this world, who enjoys of being oppressed?
Hakuna.
No.
Good, which means everyone can stand up to themselves. Like right now, to those people, even those people who are saying that, if they wanted people like you, go to their house and try to steal from them when do they watch? So why are we selective when it comes to the leadership? Nobody enjoys being oppressed, and nobody will just stand in the right minds. We just can stand when something wrong is done to them personally. You know, most of us are this passive because we feel like maybe whatever these people are doing does not affect us directly. Because maybe he does not come to my house and take my TV. Akuja kwa nyumba yangu achukue maybe kiatu ya mtoi wangu, unaona? But you don't know that these people are doing more harm than good, unaona? So like each one of us, we are those people who are supposed to bring change into this country. Like anybody who is listening right now, you are the person who is supposed to bring change in this country. It doesn't mean that you go out there and start and beat those beats physically. No, there are so many things. Like right now I'm talking.
Yes.
I'm talking right now, passing a message to somebody. Yes. Maybe inaweza shika mtu, inaweza guza mtu na I'm sure the lion inside them. That's part of it, no? Kebaso is not going to be beating them physically. He's just airing out his concerns about everything that is happening. Yes. That's a voice. That's how he's fighting these problems in this society. In the society, so you can do something about everything that is going on. Okay?
True.
So apart from being quiet.
Being quiet. That's the problem, no? That's the problem.
So we need 100 more, and you be the first. Yeah?
Among the 100.
Yeah, among the 100. Okay, thank you very much. Najua tukiendelea politics, Mika will swim.
Katashika.
Mika will swim. There are two areas Mika is very conversant with: politics, sports. Oh, by then the EPL is back.
Hey, by the way.
And Manu are doing well.
The great.
Mademu season ya baridi imeisha.
Haijaisha,
mademu wanaenda kupigwa baridi.
Wanaumia from last week wamekuwa tu.
Which reminds me, guys, there was a fire incident yesterday somewhere around Umo 3. Right? This is why I'm bringing it up right now. Umoja 3 is very close to the Eastlands fire station. That was constructed, concluded, and whatever by the previously whatever NMS. You remember NMS?
Metropolitan Service.
Ilikuwa ya
Badi.
Mwenye ametoka before Sakaja. Huyo.
General Badi.
Ilikuwa inaraniwa na General. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, huyo. So now, yesterday when the fire broke out, now if you know Kangundo Road quite well, it is the fire station. After the fire station, we have Quiver Lounge, we have Shell Petrol Station, and then Umoja 3. It took them 1 hour to get there, and when they got there, they ran short of water.
Sorry?
They ran short of water. And then when they ran short of water, and then there was an ambulance that was standing about 50 meters away from the fire, just wailing its sound. And then there were policemen surrounding the scene.
Unajua mahali imefika sasa hii Kenya tunacheka tu. Nijua I think tumelia machozi zime dry kama hiyo gari ya hiyo nini imekuja hapo na haina maji. Like nothing surprises us. Just everything is deep. Kama kitu kama you don't understand, and it's not the first time that even like kuna hizo complaints. Mimi ushindwa. Nyumba ya tajiri ikichomeka kweli. Hata
we just saw the other day in town. See, like some months ago there was this hotel in town yenye it burst into flames. Nini firefighters were hapo tao. They just within 2 minutes walikuwa wamefika hapo. They faced the situation and everything was back to normal. Same fire station failed to put out fires zenye zinaendelea along kunaitwa aje huko kwenye kulichomeka juzi. Easy slums. I can't remember nani anashindanga huko. Governor Sakaja.
Mahali Sakaja alifukuzwa na Madima.
Kibra I think.
Kuna kajina nimesahau. But Sakaja anashindanga huko akienda kuambia watu pole. Nitoi market hapa ni wapi? Anashindanga huko akiambia watu pole. Nini shops zao zimechomeka. The same fire station that ilizima hiyo moto ya tao within 5 minutes. Ilishindwa kufika huko kuzima moto.
Maybe the real definition of the word fire station, maybe they are pro fire. But one thing.
They are the starters of fire.
So it is so sad when such things happen. As much as maybe we are so bitter and mad at everything that we just result to laughing. We've had say here. But one thing, it is so sad because of the families, the devastation that the family has to undergo because something that can be prevented and avoided, especially when the fire station
is just adjacent, literally.
Exactly. It's not Umoja anymore. Maybe they came to stand with the people. So Umoja.
And why are you a fire station kama hamuna maji? Simuitwe dry station. Ama kuwa fire station is just their motto. Get it?
Every fire station means starting out fires. But now we need a water station.
Okay, ukweli counter. Juka fire station hawana maji. Maybe water station hawatakuwa na moto. Okay, I don't know how it works. Maybe watapoeshana. Okay, sijui. But the Ministry of whatever.
Basi watu wa NCWSC. Nairobi
Water and
Sewage Company.
Would work? Or maybe they assumed that the sewage system. But either way, listen. This is what I'm trying to say.
I know what you are trying.
There was lack of communication between the fire station and the Nairobi water.
Unajua ukifikiria tumetoka maandamano na venye kulikuwa na maji nyingi ya kala pink.
Imagine that again.
Hiyo maji yote ilienda wapi?
I think the government only provides where it deems necessary.
Maybe the fire was not rioting. But listen. This is the country we live in. That is our mess. It's a mess we create, and it just translates to what we have as leadership.
Kebaso. Kebaso is in the building. Morada.
That needs to riot so that proper channels. And then the area MCA comes there like 1 hour into the fire and is just greeting people. And then people stoned him away.
Ati mumeona aje? Imekuwa moto. Imekuwa moto.
People stoned him away. People stoned him away. Because sasa unakuja kufanya like you're not.
I feel, and this is just me. Itafika point yenye, I'm not saying government does not have a place in society, but itafika place ama inaenda kufika hiyo place yenye people are realizing or asking themselves, do we really need these people? Can't we just organize ourselves? Like tukitafuta maji tutangojanga hawasi. And once you realize that you don't need someone, that is a very dangerous place because whether wakuja wakulilie wakwambie sijui nini, you're going to be like for why, for which.
And I'm pained by the fact that you have said that the MCA comes in an hour later and greets people. The real definition of akilimaji. Now that would have helped.
But I think somebody is trying to do what we're talking about, Victor, before we tuweke maji kwa akili.
Yes.
There's this guy, this man of God, what's his name? Remafest on a continental apostle Kula, yes, Julian Kula. He's coming up with this thing he's calling the it's some Kingdom Commonwealth, Kingdom Commonwealth. So this is the idea, and I loved it. Maybe let me share it with you, and then you tell me what you think. So he's coming up with a site where you can only post stuff that you have made from scratch, and if you are a Christian. So for instance, if you're a Christian and you want to build, you can buy iron sheets, concrete, or whatever it is you'll need, ballast, everything that you'll need from the same app, and the people you're buying it from are people who are born again. And then the money is circulated amongst the Christians so that now the Christians can be well off instead of over depending on the government and Islam. What do you think about that?
Imeanza, it is beginning. It is beginning.
Is
Kama
what?
watu wanataka kujitegemea. Mimi okay, I don't know. Like I feel sijui kama ni okay, let me relate it to this. Sijui kama ni Africa tu tuna. I used to have a high school teacher mwenye alikuwa atuambia, do you know Africans we are so behind. Wewe bado unalipanga mtu akunyoe nywele. Bado unapelekanga nguo kwa fundi. Bado mlango ikiharibika unaitanga sijui nini. Majuu bana, msee akona hiyo machine anajua, people know how to make their clothes, people know how to like we outsource so many things. Ndio inapea watu kazi, sikatai. But imagine if you realize today that 30% of your income mali unaipelekanga is actually things you can do on your own. Do you know ile mind shift itaku?
True. Yeah.
And then collectively mu realize hizi vitu zenye tuna allocating tunapeanga responsibilities za wengine, we can actually do it.
Do it,
Do
yeah.
you know how much that you inaweza open
It
watu
saves a lot.
seriously because the only thing we have ni I feel is a bit of laziness because uko like ama unasema you have sina time ya kufanya vitu. There are people wamefikishwa na Mungu to a certain level that your ministry ama whatever you're doing demands you there 24/7, so you allocate vitu zingine. But you cannot say that is true for everyone. I mean, we all have 24 hours in a day, but kuna watu wengine they really milk that 24 hours. Umeshinda umelala hivi uko like acha nipelekee fundi nguo. Fundi ako like yes, pay me to earn from your laziness. Mtu mwingine tusomee constitution. Atujui baba amesema ni sawa. Yes, pay me to finya your laziness because you're not reading. We need to push ourselves. Tujipush.
I'm going to have a contrary opinion. I'm going to be true to myself.
Yes.
About that idea.
Yes.
It's a good idea, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Expound.
I think we are so tired with the segregation on tribal lines and everything. And now we're trying to bring something like religious segregation, because if you're going to tell like we're going to start something for Christians. First of all, what is the work of Christians? Do you understand what Christianity is? It's to spreading the word and the love of God and spreading namanishaje. You don't help I'm a Christian, I'm already good, so the only person I'm supposed to woo into this kingdom again is somebody who is a sinner, who is not a Christian. So if I'm going to segregate myself, like little my money and base it on only Christians, so where am I living the other people? How do I preach to the other people if I'm going to create a boundary?
That is a very good question, and I have a very good answer for you or in regards to that. You see, the Muslim population has outsmarted us on that one. The Muslims are Muslims. The Muslims.
The Muslim faith.
The people. The Muslims themselves. They have done it, and it's working for them. When we say we're segregating to grow amongst us, it's because most of the things that we're using are already being produced by people who are not of our faith. Number one. Number two, most of the things that we are that are being used are things that have already been spoken over, and the people producing them are not even special than us. So the idea is not that we are segregating ourselves to make us become the bigger people or to make us look different from them, or it is for us to make something for ourselves. Even biblically, the Bible says watu wa dunia ni wenye akili sana, and we need to learn from them. It is very biblical. They are of the world, yes, but they are smart. Now if we want to gel in, we gel in to the point of being diluted completely, and then we have nothing to show for ourselves. what's his name? Just Apostle William from MBCI, Heaven's Gate, the apostle there. He's building his own kingdom city. Kingdom city is somewhere, I think in Nakuru County, thereabout. Not because the Muslims are not allowed in. No, that's not the thing. But at least to have something to show that you can be a Christian and you can be rich. It's okay to be a Christian and it's okay to be filthy rich and to be using money, because right now the richest of people that we have, truth be told, are Muslims. And how are they making it? This same way. So when it comes to us trying, I don't think we're segregating ourselves from everyone. We're just learning, and it's no sin. And I think kwanza nafikiria hiyo kufeel people should just come in, let's gel in, let's go, let's learn, do nini. Hiyo kujel in ndio inafanya Christians wakae venye wanataka. You just want to sit in church and pray all day.
So what would be the criteria of identifying a true Christian when it comes to now to picking up who joins the app or what? Because I can be a Muslim and just and present myself as a Christian just to gain whatever is there. So
okay, money should not be the main core for Christians. I understand if you are supposed to reach out, even you should love your neighbor as you love you. And a neighbor is anyone who needs you, regardless of whether they are Christian or not.
Yeah.
But my point was, to the powers that be that think that they are needed so much by these people who think that watu hawajiwezi. Once people realize that what other people can do, we can also do if we band together. You get?
Exactly.
That one will be dangerous for those ones. Like, it'll free up a lot of space in our minds, whether Christians, whether not, amanini. Like wherever people have organized themselves, great things have happened.
Yeah.
Great things have happened.
Yeah. Monopoly zinatumaliza. That is why transformer italipuka huko. And then 20 years later, when they feel like they will come, and that is exact thing that is happening to our brethren Safaricom. They are now being threatened. Now Mekasirika. Starlink is taking over.
Yes.
Where is Starlink from? Who knows? But
it is from the stars.
It's from the stars.
It's a link. It's a direct link from the stars.
Thank you very much. And now what Starlink is doing, they're bringing a stronger internet connection. Right? The internet is stronger and it's cheaper than Safaricom. Now, before Safaricom, we had the likes of Kinazuku. Zuku kwanza ndo walianza, and then they took everyone, and then their services became faulty, right? Then Safaricom came in, and they were like, oh my God, people, Safaricom is the thing. We thought Safaricom was everything until we met Starlink. And now Starlink is being threatened. And now Safaricom feels threatened. Why? Because people are rushing towards Starlink. In fact, I hear that Safaricom is so threatened that they went to court trying to ask the courts to ban the sale or the use, the distribution of Starlink, that it needs to be regulated or something. And at the same time, Starlink wants to open up mobile services. Danger. And they want to use satellite. Danger. Safaricom inatumia boosters. Zima boosters za red. Alafu Starlink wanataka kutumia straight from the satellite. Hata wewe ushago gani utapata network. Competition. So that's what your kingdom, whatever, is up for. Wacha watu waachane na monopoly. Alikuwa anasema ati sugar, we have sugar coming from the same place, and it's not that Mika cannot operate a sugar company, but because Mika ameka ako very comfortable akienda nini
Mumias comparison
kutuletea nini sukari.
We are living in an age of technology and alternatives. Gone are the days where it was just chama ni moja, ni ya baba, kitole. Sasa hivi vidole ni nyingi hadi ngumi zimekuwa mbwegze. Like it's just, you know, 10 fingers mbwegze nini thumb. Like it's
I'm gonna write that song.
And if you want to be ahead of the pack, you don't kill your competition, you become better. Because if you kill them, you're going to be like, hey, kwani you are threatened. Learn and be better in everything.
Yeah,
in
everything.
I agree.
I never knew that one day Safaricom might be petty and insecure, but good times this ones, Good times this ones.
Great hits.
Safaricom has been up there for a long time.
Exactly.
It's about time they get somebody to challenge them.
And when for example in a relationship with the narcissist, then you try to move on to a better person. They try now to.
They are clingy.
Yeah.
They are so clinging to you. That's what Safaricom is trying to do. And one thing I believe, and I've grown up respecting Safaricom because it withstood the pressure of Airtel.
Yeah.
It withstood Telcom. But now having now I think an equal as a or a better as a competition of it's just like sorry to say but a lady that a lady accessing into moving to. But one thing I know that and but I'm just saying to Moja now Safaricom has become so petty that you cannot use Safaricom line to pay for Starlink.
For
you know
Starlink,
that? Yeah. And the other day I think also it wrote to the government to ask the government to force organizations like Starlink to pass through local organizations companies to make sure that they distribute the services, which is so wrong. But I feel it doesn't matter. It's a wave that has come, and it's like you have said, it's either they shape in or shape out. Technology is not a monopoly to anyone, so it's the best will carry the day.
But now you see,
always.
with more competition like this, it pushes the monopolized companies to be better. Because if we leave them to themselves, then they will, just as what we were saying before this conversation got to Starlink, if you're comfortable and you think we really need you, you get to do whatever you want. But when you realize people don't actually need you and their lives are continuing perfectly well without you, that's when you realize, oh, you need to pull up your socks, you need to do something, you need to change your ways. Yeah. But one thing I'm afraid about that point is Gen Z wakinotice our need government 2027 na vote tena.
No, you can't be sure about that.
Right. Once then I am sure.
The problem is,
I can
it's
take
like
that to the bank.
So before 25th June, nobody was would tell you was able to say that there will come a day that these young people will invade parliament and chase MPs from that. Nobody believed that. Sure. So do not assume that these people have shown that they can do whatever they feel like, and they have that unity that is unmatched. Yes. So you can't be so sure. I think this one can be one of the biggest shockers to ever happen in this country when it comes to these people. So don't write them off. So yeah,
it's the same way nimesema, when you do something that you thought only someone else can do, kuna kitu inafanyanga kwa kichwa yako like, oh, so I can do this. Exactly. So that is what we are going to do. Like in Kenya sai ukiuliza mtu mwenye ako kwa shule aliye juu
Mgoje chini.
No, utaambiwa aliye juu ni Zakayo, na as we know Zakayo huwa anashuka. And Zakayo is just a euphemism for like mountains. You see, mountains huwa zina nini. If you believe in, si Zakayo alishuka na wakakula na Yesu kwa nini akaandaa meza. But it happens. Like everything is possible. We are living, hata kama vitu ziko mbaya aje, all things are possible.
Hallelujah.
But the government can tell you that Gachagua is very much into securing the Murima. But anyway, aliye juu
the Murima. The hero. The Murima is intact. The mountain.
Gachagua alienda Migori kuambia watu wamesalimiwa na watu wa Murima, watu wakamsnob.
Up the mountain, down the valley.
Watu wa Migori jinsi wazuri. But we thank God for you. Speaking of school, I think there was this school
inaitwa Butula.
Yes, please give us that story.
Yes, so Butula High School, kuna kijana wa Butula High School is a student. Kijana ameamua, tunarudi shule. Na Starlink wana offer. Nitakuja na simu.
Bas.
Screw Safaricom, nitakuja na simu ni connect to the stars. I will link to the stars. Amekuja na phone, ameingia na phone. Naambia tu msupa, ni aje niko dom. Silali na kuota. Mwalimu amempata. Uko na simu? Walimu wamejua this how you deal with Gen Z. Haya. Enda hardware ya shule, chukua rungu, sio rungu. Nyundo. Weka simu chini. Mwalimu nitoa sim card, hapana, wacha sim card ndani. Nataka upige hiyo simu nyundo. The student is just there looking at. Akif ni upige hiyo nyundo ama nikupige nyundo. Mtoto ameshika simu, ameipiga nyundo. And I think it is for me it is a very good way to teach. I think atakumbuka.
I agree.
Atakumbuka.
Ama hame shule.
Squeeze
sasa aende shule yenye hawana hardware iko na nyundo.
Atahama shule.
Sasa squeeze wapigaji. Atahama
Ukweli. I think you nailed it.
guys.
Sinasema tu.
I'm exam hiyo. Now, I think CBC is working wonders, eh?
Kweli. Hadi walimu wana implement.
It's creating what? It's creating what? Aitwangaje? It's creating.
Sikuizi wapiga ngoma. Unajua kitambo tulikuwa tunaonwa wo. Tulikuwa tunaonwa wo. I was talking to a friend's sister. Nasema limi ati shule hadi tisha anakuambia mnajionanga sana juu sikuizi atuagusangi. Mimi naweza wagusa na hakuna kitu nitafanyiwa. Mtami naisha kama hata hawajapigwa. I'm like afadhali nyinyi. Because I remember during our days, which was like last year but one. Ulikuwa unapigwa na wezi ambia mamako. Because they are supporters. They are pro beating. You dare tell your parent ni kutafuta kiboko ingine. So unapigwa shuleni na unanyamaza. And you tell that to these students, they are like, guy, was that even humane?
That is child
abuse.
That's child abuse.
But I think if you're grown enough to come with a phone to school, hivyo unajua it is not permitted, then you're grown enough to take the consequences. Either ni kupiga hiyo ni. Mimi hata ningeambiwa mtoto atupe hiyo simu kwa choo, alafu akojoe.
But don't you think that was too harsh? I think I believe there was a better way to deal with that.
No. You see, it is good because you don't hate the offender, you hate the offense. Sina shida na wewe. Simu ndio ibambi. Kwa hivyo hii ndio tutoe. Dhambi tunatoa, mwenye dhambi tunamwacha.
And funny thing, as the kid was hammering that phone, the teacher was taking the recording with his own phone. Unaona, like it's very
a phone recording the death of another. Very traumatic.
It is very memorable. Alafu make sure kama wewe ni mwalimu umetumia mzazi hiyo link. Akiwa holiday mwekeange hii video akuwe anaona ndio akumbuke ile time alijaribu.
They're creating muscles out of children.
Wazazi wake ni kaa wetu. Juka wazazi wake ni wale wa squeeze. Mtu anakuwa sued.
But I feel it was personally I feel it was harsh. I think there was a better way. It's rather maybe ningefanyaje, I would have called the parent. Nimweleze this is wrong.
Unamcall na simu gani hiyo?
No,
hello, it's not your son.
No, namcall yenye nilikuwa nafaa kurekodi nayo. Niambie mzazi ya kuja shule. Niwaambie your son has done this and this. Maybe your phone ya mzazi wake mtu alitoka nayo.
Surely.
Then consequences zinafaa kuangukia mtoto.
Sasa simu was innocent here. I'm trying to
tetea. Innocence like
the child was
so tuvunje mikono ya mtoto juu.
Punish the child. What will stop that child from coming next time to be with a phone and be more vigilant than the way it was, unajua?
So
maybe he has learned from this mistake of not being vigilant enough.
Wewe usikuwe mwalimu wewe, acha student wako ataingia hadi na TV.
The founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, has been arrested in France. He's facing 20 years in jail for refusing to censor Telegram. Charges include terrorism, money laundering, and more. They're now targeting anyone who defends free speech. Sad. Check it. Telegram is the only place. Let me just be truthful and open and wazi. Telegram is the only space. Achana na Telegram. You have taken Twitter, X space. X space was it, but you took it. Tuachieni Telegram, please. Thank you.
I know kuna watoto wako wanajua Pavel Durov ni nani.
Hata mimi sikuwa najua
but now you know.
Hata mimi nimesikia tu sasa.
Mimi sikuwa najua Telegram, but I just want to thank you and I hope they will release you. I'm praying with you.
Freedom of speech is a problem to many people.
Not even freedom, just freedom. Do you know, mnaweza niambia what the meaning of freedom is? Ndio niwaonyeshe no one is free. It is doing what you want, when you want, how you want it, with whom you want.
No one is free.
At any given point, kupata hizo nne, very few people.
No one is free.
Very few. So inakatailiwa tu nani. Kwanza especially hiyo unasema freedom of expression, wacha niite expression, but then again inakuwa a lot of things. Unajua hapo ndio mtu atasema I identify as a wall, alafu hiyo story yake inagonga ukuta, so you don't really know mtu anaji-express, unaona, so hauwezi jua. Na hiyo pia Telegram is also another place ya kufanya hivyo. People are being censored, people are being doing sijui nini.
I'm inclined to say something, but I'm going to hold it because it's concerned.
Sema tu.
You know, it is quite not.
Sasa
But
what are these?
Sema.
Now you're curtailing your own freedom of expression.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay, that's like trying to prevent diarrhea by saving the. Now listen, that is stupidity. Like,
hawezi si shimo useme sita diarrhea.
yeah. Now listen.
Ukweli.
I think the best thing to have done there is to shut down the app. Now, if you arrest the owner, does that close the app? I think that never Telegram is active. You know. And one thing I believe is like you've said, like, Telegram was the only application which was discreet, if I may say so. The only, because WhatsApp you can be traced by anyone, the Facebook of course, and so WhatsApp was the only one, and I think people are just afraid. The people who control the universe or the world or whatever they control, they feel threatened. You know, people are afraid when people get access to information. Yeah, unfiltered information, that is. You know, so definitely that was foreseen. I think that they have taken so long because I believe it's like Telegram is like these things that operate underwater, chini ya maji, nitongaje, dark web.
Oh yeah.
Kama dark web, lakini sasa iko imewekwa kwa
underwater kidogo, naweza kusema submarine. Tufungeni show.
Happy operate chini ya maji, uko sawa.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, people should be free to express themselves in whichever way. Hata kama tutajiexpressia tu kwa nyumba, we will. Muzime Telegram, musizime, the freedom will still be there. We will fight for it.
Exactly. We'll have a mouth-to-mouth conversation. You can't.
You have the freedom to speech, to expression here on The Drift. If you have your views, express them here on EBN TV across all our social media platforms. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you, Mika, for your political views. And the rest.
Sorry, napiga tu siasa.
95% siasa. But we thank God for you. We love you for that. Thank you, Victor, for...
That's a vote of thanks, eh?
Yeah. Victor, thank you for
making us number one. Haya.
What?
Tufunge hiyo.
Aki sawa. Alice, on the other side, thank you very much, Rodney, and everyone else. Have a good day, a good Friday, a nice weekend, and until next time, God bless.
And I need your votes.
Votes for?
Huko mbele.
Huko mbele. Utavae. Fiti.